2025. Do you know what that means? Do you know what it means? I'm sorry. I got a little carried away there with that one, right? Make me feel this way. So let's talk about it. Reasons why this is a special moment. Today marks 5 months of me being in no contact with someone that I thought I was going to be with. And you know, and this is why I'm not saying this to be like, because it still hurts. You know what I'm saying? It's still a sore spot. You know, real men can admit when they're still hurt, when they still miss somebody, right? But real men can also acknowledge when this ain't going nowhere and you're wasting your time and you're wasting the other person's time. So let's just end it now type shit. Yeah. So today, May 29th, 2025 marks 5 months since I went permanently no contact. And what I've learned through all of this is it hurts because, again, you're so used to being with that person and spending time with that person, calling them, texting them, FaceTiming, sexing with them, you feel me? Or whatever memories, moments that y'all share together, you're going to remember these things. It's not like time away, you just miraculously forget them and forget every single moment or memory that you share together. That's not how it works, right? However, if the relationship or the situationship is unhealthy, is toxic, is dysfunctional, your needs aren't being met, you're not happy, the other person is probably not happy either, the other person probably has needs that are not being met either. When that is the situation, it's time to end it. Okay? All that going back and forth with somebody that has shown you time and time again, this is not what they want. Y'all are not on the same wavelength. Y'all are not on the same level. Y'all are not compatible. When that has already been demonstrated time and time again, you need to leave. I mean, as hard as it is, as much as it's going to hurt, you need to leave. A lot of us overstay our welcomes and then want to complain later down the road when the shit really hits the fan. When, if you were being honest, there were moments where the shit hit the fan way before you got to this part or got to this point. Let's be real. And all this going back and forth for nothing to actually ever progress, change, get better. There's no point in that. Sometimes you have to go no contact. And this is why no contact is something that I strongly believe works. It gives you time to heal. It's hard for people to heal and move on a lot of time. Some people can do it, right? I'm not going to speak for all of us. Some people can do it. But arguably, your average person is not going to be able to heal if they're still in contact with the person that broke their heart, did them dirty, led them on, used them as a, how do I say this? Basically used you as a placeholder, okay? It was unrequited, okay? The other person did not feel the same way you felt. You were giving and giving, and they were taking and taking. You're going to need to take time away from them for however long it may take. And honestly, it may be permanent, which is probably a good thing. So you can stop going back and forth down the road to nowhere. So no contact for me for the past 5 months. I've been sad. I still have sadness. I still have hurt. But I see things so much clearer now than I did. Like, when you're, like I said in my other videos, when you're stuck in it, you are literally in a fog. You are not seeing things for what it is. You don't see things clearly. You are so caught up in your feelings and emotions that you're not seeing things for what it is. A person can be playing in your face the entire time, and you're just... And when you finally go no contact, you're not getting communication. You're not talking to them. They're not talking to you. You block them so they can't get in touch with you. You're not hanging out with any of the mutual friends. You're not putting up with shit. There's no social media. There's nothing going on. You're able to move on because you're not still putting up with that person or being around that person or dealing with that person. Now, granted, it's a lot easier for those of us that don't have kids, which is another reason why I'm so thankful. Because I'm sorry, but a lot of these relationships, situationships, end up ending in unwanted pregnancies with somebody that don't give a fuck about you and damn sure isn't going to give a damn about the kid. Now you sitting up a single parent and or dealing with baby mama, baby daddy drama with somebody that should have never had the opportunity to procreate with you in the first place. So I am very thankful that I dodged those bullets and that I was taking the precautions that was necessary. Because, again, if we're being real, the signs that y'all were not compatible were there all along. The signs that this was going to be bullshit, and this is the red flags that a lot of us, that's another reason why no contact works. You are able to finally start looking at the obvious red flags that were always there. Always. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said before, as you get older, you're no longer a victim in the saga, baby. You are a willing participant in your own heartbreak. Because a lot of times, you're too old to still be falling for the same shit. And you done been through the rodeo once, twice, 3, 4, 5, how many times before? So now you are too aware of red flags to act like you are some helpless damsel in distress. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just putting that out there. Because a lot of people, you know, they won't do no contact and they won't let that person go, but then want to complain, oh, I'm getting hurt. Oh, they're cheating on me. Oh, they don't meet my needs. Oh, they don't do this. They don't do that. But you're still there. That's a trauma bond, and it's going to take you breaking that shit and getting out of that trauma bond and breaking that trauma bond for you to move on. And a lot of times, one of the steps to doing that is going no contact. Again, it's a lot easier said than done because a lot of us have called ourselves breaking up and leaving just to get hoovered back in, or just to allow ourselves, take accountability, allow ourselves to get hoovered in because you already knew what this person was on. They done already played you before. You done already seen the inconsistencies. So letting them hoover you back in, even for a second or third time, is your fault after a while, honey. Accountability. It ain't just the other person. It's on you. So for me, 5 months. More videos to come on this day. But it's been 5 months. And I have not bothered. Meanwhile, in the past, where I went wrong, I was lacking accountability, lacking discipline. I was lacking boundaries. And also, I didn't block them. I just stopped talking to them. We fell out. We got into it. We fell out. Or I just stopped dealing with them. But I didn't block them. And I learned, finally, that not blocking a person only allows them to get in touch with you. If you're truly trying to move on and heal and go really no contact, you need to block and delete them completely. On every social media, block their number and delete their contact. That way, they don't have any way of getting in touch with you. You don't have any way of getting in touch with them. Now, if they decide to be crazy and go all and do the whole coming up with fake social media accounts, that just shows their problem. It just highlights how crazy they are, as far as I'm concerned. And it also highlights how they never respected your boundaries to begin with. Because when you look at a lot of the shit that we ended up putting up with in order to stick around with these people, we were lowering our standards. We were letting our boundaries go to the fucking wayside, weren't we? And they were constantly trampling all over your boundaries because they didn't give a damn anyways. And again, people who have done shitty things typically are not going to come back anyways because they know they did wrong. Not to mention they have a track record of doing that. This is the type of, I'm sorry, but people who do shit like this that cause you to have to get to the no contact stage, 9 times out of 10, they literally have a trail of broken hearts. Other people that they fucked over. You are not the first and you will not be the last. And that's the out cold part. That's the sad part. But for yourself, you should be doing, in my opinion, because I done been through it and I'm still healing and getting out of it. You need to do what it takes to make sure that this will be the last time you put up with bullshit like that. And I'm just being honest, it's going to have to come back on us because it's so easy to look at the other person and say, this is what he did, she did, they did, we did. You have to start looking at what you did. So I've been looking at what I've done, was doing, and how I need to do better and where I need to do better at. Turn that mirror so it can reflect back on you so you can take accountability, so you can stop playing yourself. Because like I said, a lot of times, them red flags was waving deep. And a lot of us willingly ignore the obvious. Desperate, gullible, lacking self-esteem, lacking boundaries, and then lowering, and oh my God, if you ain't learned anything, lowering your standards rarely turns into a positive. I'm here to, because basically lowering your standards is lowering your boundaries for bullshit. Don't do it.